Our beloved rice cooker decided to die. It's a Black & Decker. There's the model number. RC3406C Type 1. I want to open it up to see what's going on. It has these security screws, as you can see there. One there and one there. I hope that's all there's in there. I'm going to slot these and make them into flatheads. If I can get a Dremel to drill out that little piece in the middle. So here we go. I've switched to a diamond. Let's see if this works any better. Mr. Flathead. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's coming out easy peasy. Okay, one down, one more to go. You know, I could probably just grab this thing with a plier. In fact, let's do that for the next one. I don't know why I'm wasting my time drilling these things. It's easier to slot this thing, to be honest. But yeah, if you don't have a Dremel, it'll just unscrew like this. But while we're at it, we may as well cut this thing and be able to take it in and out with a screwdriver. So here we go. Once again. Okay. And it's out. Hot. Okay. Now what do we do? Will this come off? I've got the two screws off. I see a leg stuck on here. How are we going to get this off? Is it screwed in on the inside anywhere? I don't see it. Oh, that's bending in here. Surely there must be a way to get this off. Oh, I think there's something in here. Is there something inside of here? Maybe another screw hidden. These legs, oh yeah, look at that. I don't know if you can see in there. Another screw. I gotta get my Phillips now. Okay, we're gonna unscrew this one. And then what do you think the chances are that all of these guys have something underneath? Let's take out all the legs. Another screw there. Yep. So there were 3 screws in the legs here, and these 2 safety ones on the side that you have to Dremel out. Okay, one more. There we go. And we're in. Now, what could be wrong with this rice cooker? We're gonna have a look and see. There is a switch. There is a fuse. Not really sure. We're gonna get out our multimeter and test it out. Okay, here's what we've been able to figure out so far. There's a plug, goes in here, comes through, ends up in this switch right here. That switches on and off. Actually, when it's down, this opens, because what happens is when you push this in and you press down, it locks. That opens the switch. So let's check continuity. I'm going to put a probe onto this here. Let's just make sure that it works. Can you hear it? It ends up here. Obviously, when this goes down, it winds its way through this thing here and then comes back to the other probe. So let's just push that down. Okay, so it goes through the switch. And then it winds its way through here and ends up on this terminal. So that's one side of the heating element. The other side of the heating element is here. And you can see it's not a low resistance, but it is not open either. When I press there, it's going to 48 ohm, which is fine. This is a 120 volt, 300 watt. If you do the math, 48 ohm resistance, 120 volts, you should end up with 300 watts. Interestingly though, from this point on, it just hooks on to the power cable going back, which would be this side. I'm getting nothing, which makes me wonder if there's something in here, maybe a thermal fuse running through this part, because the cable goes in and then it's insulated and then it comes and connects to this terminal. So my feeling is there's something right in there that's probably the culprit. So I'm going to open that up now and we'll see. Maybe it's a thermal fuse. Okay, I have tried to remove this thing. Unfortunately, there is a lot of cabling here that I have to somehow get out, you see? I don't know why it's scummy there. It would be nice if we got a little bit more freedom with this guy. So bear with me a second. I managed to get this guy off. Basically, it pinches onto the cable like this. Cable goes in there. This squeezes it into there, and then this gets pushed in. So we got that out, enabling the cable here to be opened up a bit more. You can see I've loosened up this where it attaches here, but it's also connected to this negative terminal. So we're gonna disconnect that. And there is another thing tied on here, which is the return for one of the indicators. I'll just leave it there. We'll save the screw. And here, inside of here, is what I suspect to be the culprit. It feels like a thermal fuse in there. And I'm not getting any continuity. Let's see. Open this up. Yeah, there's something in here. But what exactly? And how do we get this off? Okay, it's slowly. Oh, there you go. I knew it. That's our culprit. thermal fuse on the other side. Now these things, once they burn out, they burn out. They don't reset. This is now flipped upside down. Ouch. There we go. Okay. That's got to be it. What's the value on this thing? Jet 192C, SF188E, SE fuse. Okay. Quick way to find out. Get this started up. On the light. Go to resistance. Can see there, no problem. 0. Put it on the fuse. That's mega ohm, in case you can't tell. Turn the light on again. Yeah, this sucker is toast. That's why it's not heating. So time to order another one of these. And the thing is, I have to crimp it on. Usually they come with little crimpers, so I can do that. The other end, I'm gonna have to just somehow fish it into the other end of this thing, open it and squeeze it in, put it back, and I'll save my insulation here and try to slide it through again and then flip this guy over. But I have to go buy one of these things, so it might be a few days until I get one. But that's pretty simple construction. Hopefully fix this up and we'll get another many years of use out of this appliance and save it from the landfill.
24 hours later.
Here we are, less than 24 hours later. This is the old fuse. I got these off the ends. I'll try to reuse them. And through the miracle of modern shipping, this came in within 12 hours, 15 hours. It was very fast. Ordered online. I couldn't order one. I could buy one at a local electronics shop, but it would cost me $6. These 5 cost me $10. So, and this rice cooker, brand new, cost $20. So why am I doing this? It's completely stupid of me to be fixing this thing. Now, if I had 5 friends, I could fix each of their rice cookers and we would save $100 total by spending $10, because each of these is only $2, which is a tenth of the price of a new rice cooker. So I'm gonna find 4 other friends of mine who have broken rice cookers and we'll fix them. But that will be in a future video. For now, we need to get this, one of these, loaded up on the ends with this. Now this clip here went onto this wire here, and the other end went onto this guy. And I have the old one, not that directionality may matter, but it looks like the old one had this bent end, went into this clip. So I'm gonna try to line up the thing so it goes in the same direction. Just to make sure, I'm gonna test each of these. That works. Oops. Works. 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 Doesn't work. That's the bad one. One end has been done. It looks like dog food. I'm not proud of it, but I was able to reuse the old ring attachment here, and it's holding on. It's not going anywhere, so it's fine. Now to get the other end to work as well. The other end is done. Once again, not particularly proud of this dog food, but it's holding on. Let's see what happens when we test the continuity. We're good. We can also check the plug now. This terminal. There we go. All that remains is to put the sleeve. Oh, here it is. This will go over this. Okay. And the fuse is right there. We'll just put this guy back over. Come on. There. Okay, it is in here somewhere. There. Okay. And yeah, that comes out there. This gets clipped in to this area here, which I put back right over there. And then we wire it up. I'll just get this off of here again. I stored it there for safekeeping, and then we'll get it back on. This is the clip, sorry, right there. So it's gonna go back in here and then attach to this terminal there. All right, the fuse has been mounted back here. You can see in this clip, screwed down into there. It's inside here. We had to make a nice bend over here to get this to come up to this terminal here, and we're back on there, all wired up. Now, to actually test the continuity again, let's get our multimeter out and see what we get. Turn it on. Let's go. Okay. We have our probes. Oh, I gotta change the mode. Okay. So we were here and we were checking from this flat terminal here. It's working. Last thing to do is to plug this puppy in and see if it turns on. The moment of truth. Yep, lights on. It won't cook. I have to put this in. Clicks on. Then I guess when it's finished, it'll pop up. I have not covered the bottom yet. I'm gonna do that next and get this assembled back. First thing I need to do is cinch up all this cable and attach the little grommet or whatever was holding it here so it wouldn't move, and make that little knot at the end like I did like you saw in the earlier part of the video, so that it's a bit of a cable relief so that you can't pull this out. Okay, but for now seems to be working. I look forward to trying it on some rice. As you can see there, I've made this little knot over here again. I found the original place where this cable went through, and now we're gonna clip this on. It went something like this and pushed in like so, and then it worked its way into here. And almost there. Done. Okay, that's back in. And where's the end here? Let's just make sure it still works. Plugging it in. Yep. Okay, time to put on the lid. Take off the screws here. Okay. So it turned out that it was just this piece down here is very soft. I had to just bend it and I shoved it back in. I just had to warp it back and it seems to be holding. If you push too hard, it will cave in. So that's the only thing that's holding it is just the fact that it's bent and shaped this way. But everything's back, it's connected. It should be ready to cook. This is going in here, turns on and goes into warm mode. Okay, we're back into cooking rice. Complete waste of time for a $20 rice cooker. The amount of time spent and the need to order a fuse. I got 5, so I can fix 4 of my friends' rice cookers as well. That's the only economical benefit of this thing. Now I've got a dog food connected fuse, and obviously if something goes wrong and it burns down my house, they're gonna check and see that I fixed this thing and I won't get insurance payout. So lesson learned, don't try to fix one of these things. As much as you want to save the landfill from having more rice cookers in it, it's just not economically feasible, and that's just the way it is. Thanks for watching and bye for now.